Welcome back. This video is to kick off a new series aimed at newer players of the game. And today we'll be taking a in-depth look at mining, since the event is getting ready to start, which is Hadari's Starstone Search. Basically, we'll be finding gems throughout the game and it will be counting towards a community goal, and once that goal is reached, they will send us prizes. Mostly plushies, that's all we care about, right? I figured what better way to start the series than on this one. But don't worry, I will include timestamps in the description below, so that way if you already know most of this, which you probably do, you can skip around and see if you find anything new. So, if you would like to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and stick around with us. Now let's get into the video. So once you make it to your housing plot in Palia, you'll be met with Kinley and I believe Hadari. Hadari is the village expert on mining, and will give you your first pickaxe, which is the makeshift pickaxe. It's not very good, but it does its job, and it doesn't break, which we'll explain in a little bit. So after you get your pickaxe, you'll go off onto your plot, and you'll bust the little rocks around it. Pretty simple. Once you get to level 2, you'll have to meet Hadari again, who can be found in Bhari Bay or in Kilima Village, depending on time of day. Level 2, you get the basic smelter, the copper bar, the ceramic bar, and I believe the stone. Once you hit level 3, you'll be able to buy again from Hadari a standard pickaxe and an iron bar. Once you get a standard pickaxe, things change a little bit. You will be allowed to break up any size rock, so you can break up all the large ones around your housing plot that you can, and you can also mine some of the little copper that is around Kilima Village. Once you break enough stones, collect enough ore, and get to level 4, you can report back to Hadari to buy a repair station, which is just basically an anvil, and you can make repair kits to repair your tool. But once you have enough of that and you can make it to level 5, you can actually make white stone slabs, and you can buy a heavy smelter. Heavy smelters basically just melt faster than the original. Once you get enough ore you can make it to level 6 with, you will get your fine pickaxe, and you'll also make pallium bars. Once you get up to level 7 mining, you'll be able to buy the gold bar recipe from Hadari. Level 8, you can make ore compass. I don't actually use these, I don't think they're really worth it. Supposedly they show you where rare elements are. It's usually pretty much all the same things that you're going to mine anyway, so it's kind of pointless. But level 9 is where you want to be. This gives you your exquisite pickaxe, and then you'll be able to mine pretty much anything. Once you reach level 10, you'll be able to craft platinum bars. Now that we went over all the leveling, let's go ahead and talk about all the minerals that you can find in the game. So starting off in Kilima Village, we have 4 different minerals that actually appear here. You have clay, stone, copper, and silver. Clay can only be found next to the water, so usually the edge of the map is where you find most of your clay, but it can also be found around certain ponds. Stones can be found just about everywhere throughout Kilima. Whenever you mine stone, you have a chance of gaining flint. And then we have copper. Copper drops copper, and it also drops stone. And then you have silver, which is the uncommon mineral in this area, and it also has a chance to drop stone. Now, one important thing to remember whenever you're mining, no matter what mineral you're mining, they all have a chance to drop starstones. What are starstones, you ask? Well, they're basically gems that drop, and some of them are starred, some of them are not. When you find them starred, you can actually use them for selling a higher value, or you can decorate your plot or complete your dailies. Bhari Bay only has 3 minerals that you can find, which is stone, iron, and gold. Again, stone drops flint, but the iron and gold drop stone. The gold is the uncommon one in this area, and you can also find starstones in all of these as well. Elderwood currently only has 3 minerals as well. You have pallium, white stone, then you have platinum, which is your uncommon mineral in this area. All 3 of these will drop stones with them, and they all have a chance to drop starstones as well. And don't worry, I will put a whole list on screen now, and you can see all the gems, where they drop from, who you can give them to, and everything. This is actually very handy to have if you like to keep up with people's wants, or if you're looking for a certain one. So I would just pause it, take a screenshot, and you can save it for later, or you can just save the video for later, either one. When it comes to finding all this material, a lot of people use different route, and I'll put some images up of where you can actually find these, because unfortunately I don't really take route. Instead, I use hotspots, because I'm one of those people that when I'm mining, I'm like, ooh, shiny, and then I get completely lost. 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh yeah, I was mining. So what I usually do in Kilima Village is I'll come from our plot. This spot right here beside our plot, I always grab, and then I usually go over to Eleanor's field, grab all those, and around the mayor's house. And then I'll work my way around the place of remembrance. And then by that time, I'm usually completely lost. I'm doing something else by then. So you never know. But that's just an ideal. You'll have to make your own route. So for Bhari Bay, what I usually do is I'll come out at the outskirts and I will go around the edge of the map to the top, and you'll have to climb some cliffs and stuff. And then I'll come around and grab some through the middle, and then I'll go over towards the flooded steps and grab those. And then I'll work my way down to the mines. And the mines is tricky because it's usually a really good spot, but it's farmed out so much that you usually can't find much there. But around the mine, inside the mine, and above the mines are all good places for iron ore. And then you'll work your way straight down to Hassan's place and just mine that whole back wall all the way to the Windy Ruins. And that's pretty much it. There's a little waterfall up here, and if you look to the side of it, there's like a little cave entrance. If you go inside there, there's usually about 4 or 5 beans if nobody's farmed them. And there's a little place down next to Hassan's on the right side that you can actually farm as well that has hot spots in a cave. When it comes to Palia and Elderwood, it's a little bit trickier. It's not quite as easy to find. It's a little bit everywhere. Yes, that is true. But I find that most of it that I find is inside the caves. Like Red Blossom Cave has a bunch, and then Lilac Cavern, there's a little cubby hole underneath it that you can go and find a bunch of beans in it. If you've done the Prisma Beard quest or whatever it's called, I don't remember, it's been so long. Over next to the docks, there's a cave that you can go into. A lot of people don't realize this, but that cave doesn't get used a lot anymore because people's already done the quest. You can go in there and get quite a bit of minerals as well. So I always check that. And then the rest of it is kind of just hit and miss. You just have to go everywhere to find it. Hitting max level in mining, which is level 10 technically, doesn't mean that your mining days come to an end. Because unfortunately, when you hit level 10 in mining, you're just beginning. Don't believe me? Well, when you hit level 10, you'll start earning something called mining medals, which basically is a token that you turn into Hodari for decorative items. So some of the things that you can actually buy with your mining medals is a miner's plaque, wallpaper, your tent, of course. In case you missed it, I've already made videos about this, which I'll add here. You have the miner's anvil, and you also have probably one of the best decorative items that he has is the miner's curio case. What I would do is I would advise to save miner's anvil as the last of the decorative items because it's probably the ugliest thing I've seen, to be honest. But once you buy everything, then you can start buying stuff like bars. And as soon as you hit level 10 in mining, you'll also receive the bronze trophy. And you'll receive a silver trophy once you hit level 25 in mining. And the one that I'm going for is the gold mining trophy, which you earn at level 50. And also you can earn the Palladium Tower trophy. You get this by mining and or crafting all minerals in the game, which really isn't hard at all. It's actually one of the easiest achievements in the game. And the trophy is very nice to decorate with as well. And now we go to tips and tricks for mining. So if you haven't noticed yet, whenever you're mining copper or stone from Kilima Village, you actually have a chance of a stag beetle spawning from one of those nodes. And if you catch it, you have a random chance of getting a plushie from it. Yes, they are very cute. Also, if you're mining iron or stone in Bhari Bay, you have a chance of a centipede spawning. Unfortunately, there's no plushie with this one. However, the centipede drops silk, which is very, very handy. probably one of the hardest resources to get in the game, to be honest. Now, the trick to these is whenever you spawn one, they will take off as soon as you break the bean itself. So what I like to do is use smoke candles. I think last up to 10 minutes. And basically they will not let you spook the bug because they can't smell you, because all they smell is smoke. Pretty sound logic, I guess. And I use these quite often, as I'm usually trying to catch these bugs anyway, because I already have the plushie, but I still like to catch them for extra gold or for the silk, especially the silk. You don't actually get any XP for crafting the bars themselves, which is a bummer. Of course, if you're mining with friends, you can mine a lot faster and get a lot more. I mean, that should be pretty self-explanatory why. And if you're into plushies, of course you are, you can find the Cloudera Kitsu plush within copper, stone, or silver minerals in Kilima Village. You also have a chance of getting the obsidian Kitsu plushie inside iron, stone, or gold minerals in Bhari Bay. Last but not least, is probably the cutest, is the rainbow Kitsu plushie, which you can find in Palium, white stone, or platinum. And of course, those are all in Elderwood. Another tip is, I know a lot of players, especially newer players, they think that when they're mining that if they get the vein, nobody else gets it. That's not how it works in Palia. Basically, when somebody hits it, and it has like 5 minutes and then it'll despawn. So if there's anybody in that area, and they can even help you while you're mining it, they can, when they hit it and you hit it, it basically counts as 2 hits instead of just 1. If you see a mineral that is like blinking, that's what I call it, it'll be turning white because it's got a white outline. It's basically meaning that it's getting ready to disappear. Anytime that you run up on uncommon minerals like silver, gold, or platinum, it's always really nice if you call them out in chat or if you flower them to help other players. You don't have to, it's kind of just an unwritten rule. So earlier in the video, I talked about making a repair station, which is basically an anvil. Now with an anvil, you can repair your tools all that you want, and that's very important to keep up with, because if anything happens and you use too much of your tool, it will degrade or downgrade, whatever you want to call it, break maybe, and you'll have to rebuild it up to what it was. So it's very important to keep your eye on that. If you don't know how to check the health of your item, it's usually the icon in the corner of your screen and it has a little green circle around it. As it degrades, it turns to like yellow, red, etc. You can also check it by pulling up your tool wheel, which is L2 on your PlayStation. If you hold that in, you can look at any of your tools and see how much damage or wear they have on them. And if any of those go below 0, they're going to drop down to the last upgraded tool. So make sure that you keep these repaired. And if you have repair kits, you can repair them at pretty much any city. For instance, Kilima Village at Sifu's Forge, you can either repair it with a repair kit or gold. Gold is what I prefer, but you can do it with a repair kit. But if you're out in the field, maybe you need repair kits, so you can do that at Bhari Bay at, of course, Hadari's house. Elderwood is at the Central Stable, and I'm not sure if there's one at the Majin Fair or not. That's the only one I'm not really for sure of. I thought there was one at the entrance, but I can't swear. So always make sure you repair them. And of course, again, I will iterate that the gems that you get from mining, if they are a star version, you can use for decorating, and you can also use them for dailies. And that's a wrap on this video. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, leave a like, and if I missed something, make sure to drop it in the comments and let me know. And until next time, stay safe, stay cozy, but most importantly, have fun gaming.